And welcome to another Beta Memoirs. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? And what a day it was. It looked like tech was going to take its day. Not going to lie, and it did for quite a while. We had Apple and Tesla leading today. But the rest of the market kind of just chilled out. But one good thing to point out today that we did notice is that you hit the like button and subscribe because you haven't done so already. But besides that, one thing that we have found is that the bond yields are holding fairly well. I know, right? Give it a round of applause because it looks like we might have actually found the top to our bond yields. We'll have to see how that plays out. But it was good to see Tesla and Apple pulling away today. The thing is that Tesla, I know, purposely moved over the weekend because of Miss Cathie Woods that essentially pumped it to a price target of $3,000. But being said, we got a whole week. Today was just the beginning because we sold off at the end of the day. Although the market looked like it needed a pullback towards the end of the day, I don't know if that was it or if there was a report that came out that was discussing rates today. I know there's a lot of different things. Powell came on this morning. He was even talking about Bitcoin in the blockchain, what that meant. But ultimately, I know he will be back on the horn on Wednesday. So just something to keep in mind. There's a lot of different documents that are coming out this week. So you might as well prepare and ride this out and see what this week has got. It might be more sideways action. We will have to see. But with that being said, let's go ahead and pull up the charts and see what we're working with here. We might as well go ahead and start out with QQQ since that's what I was looking at. QQQ actually looks good. It's starting to rotate. It was good to, again, we had a nice pop. I think the biggest leaders today were obviously Tesla and Apple and Facebook. Everything else kind of just really lagged today. Airbnb, I know, had a nice run today as well. There's a couple random stocks that were running really well, but it's good to see on the daily that we are bouncing off of that middle Bollinger Band. So it looks like we're getting ready to pull back up. It seems like we do, depending on how we open tomorrow, we are over the 20 to 50 in the middle Bollinger Band is what it looks like we're getting to. Although the Bollinger Bands look like they are getting pretty tight here, so it looks like we might see some more consolidation before we see a big move. Again, everything is pointing very bullish. It's just being patient and waiting. This bond game has not been fun over the past couple of weeks, but nonetheless, we are getting there. I think the biggest thing you should be doing now is building out positions. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but your high convictions. So if this bull run does exist and does start taking off, you are ready to go. But it's always good to have some kind of confirmation just to make sure. Let the market start moving like I've been doing. I've still been holding my positions. Haven't really built out anything else. I've been averaging down on some positions, but ultimately I've been scalping for the past couple weeks because I don't want to hold anything overnight because a lot of times we'll pump overnight and dump in the morning or dump at night and pump during the day. So it really just depends. But right now, definitely a lot of sideways action. QQQ is looking, I think it's only days away to start pushing away. It really just matters. With SPY, again, there were some rough parts getting over here over the 50 today, but did pull up. I didn't really see any other stocks that were really running aside from the ones I had just talked about that essentially pushed up QQQ, talking about Tesla and Apple, Facebook primarily leading the way. Everything else just kind of remained stagnant. Again, the bond yields held very well. The dollar held as well. A strong dollar, normally the market tends to sell off when that does happen. Metals, sideways, TLT, a lot of sideways action today, but again, holding well against SPY. Interesting to see where we open tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually gap up tomorrow and start continuing our run back to 400 to see if we can make all-time highs again. We are looking good. I mean, overall market, I think once the bonds stabilize, we'll be good. I believe the end of the week is actually the end of Q1 as well. So you got earnings about another month or so away for Q1. So that'd be interesting to see as well. Start getting run-ups and stuff like that going into the bull market with all the money in the system. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Hopefully the bonds don't get too crazy. Everybody's going to start going on spring break here. So another big thing, a lot of vacation time and stuff like that. So other big things to keep in mind. Tesla had a great job. It gapped up. Like I said, Cathie Woods had come out with a new price target last week. So we did have some big movement here. I was watching it today. I didn't get in. I didn't like this big wick down. And then we kind of consolidated for a long time. I almost took it here when it was rattling in here. But I wanted to see what the market was doing. I did push up, so I did miss out on that one. But I did scalp Airbnb today. I caught it here on the bottom and rode this one up to, I think about, it was about 102.01 is about where I cut out. Again, I struggled to even get up here, but then once it hit this resistance, it died off along with everything else. Apple, again, strong move this today and then finished up just pullback. A lot of this just looks like a normal pullback because we did run, like I said, Tesla and Apple had a strong run out of the gate today. It just looks like a cool down period. Again, there could have been some news because everything was selling off, but ultimately, let me see here. Yeah, everything, there's nothing in particular that really came up today. Again, I know there was a lot of Fed speaking. Powell spoke this morning, but it didn't really do too much to the market. Square consolidating, looking good. A lot of these look really good. Facebook is extremely impressive with its monster moves it's been having all the way back up to 300. I was not expecting this massive move back to 300 already. Roblox is just completely flat. BYND sideways. There's a lot of consolidation. So there's going to be a big move out of this. Again, just high conviction and stick with it. Spots, again, if there's nothing, if you're not scalping, have no intention to scalp, it's best just to build positions and wait, in my opinion, till we start moving back up. Etsy sideways. Disney actually had some good news, and so it did pop today. Actually broke this trend, so Disney actually could be a really good play for tomorrow as well, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Disney will definitely be on my watch tomorrow. I've traded a couple different times. I do like Disney for the most part. Snap, I watched Snap today. I wanted it to come down to the zone. But it didn't quite get through this morning. We did have quite a bit of a sell-off at the beginning of the day, but it didn't quite get there. Still sideways action. A lot of these are sideways action. PLTR, I've been watching this as well. I almost took another position in this in leaps, but I waited to see what's going on. Same with NNDM. I have positions in this, so just waiting. NNOX, Nano X Imaging. Again, all these are just going to take off at one time, is what it's looking like. So it's just, again, picking your high conviction. Roku, same. Baidu is another one that would be a fantastic one as well. Can do a lot of ripping. With a very good company, still in shares in this one. Hopefully looking for this one to pop up. We should start seeing more good news in April on this one. So it'd be interesting to see how this one plays out and go from that point. Planet 13 looking strong. I think, again, this year it might get, it's something I didn't really think about, but they are based out of Las Vegas. And with everything opening up and stuff for the summer, Planet 13 could make a huge move, bigger than I was actually anticipating. I think it was brought to my attention today, and I think it really could have the fuel to move. how far, at least go out, test back to the 9, if not more, 10. Again, their numbers are really good as well. So Planet 13 could be a huge player this year as well. I mean, it's always been one of my favorite ones. I thought the very good company and Planet 13 were going to have big years anyway. Aside from Airbnb, I think those are the primary front runners to this year. But being said, I have positions in those. Palantir, NNDM, I think will also have big runs as well. But those other three, I think, will be the bigger of the rest of them. So definitely have to see how that plays out. Evogen is still consolidating. Box. I'm not quite sure what is going on with this company. I think this is an NFT space. It's something I want to look at, but definitely had a huge rip today. So I know NFTs have become really popular, and it's kind of finding those particular stocks that support it. I've been looking more into the different cryptocurrencies and attacking it from that direction. I don't do any cryptos on my channel, but ultimately I've been looking into some cryptos and kind of seeing what is going on in that space as well. But Bitcoin actually took a hit today as well. So EXPI, consolidation. Again, a lot of these are going to see consolidation. Didn't see any huge runners. NIO actually is flat still. A lot of these are just flat. Walmart, flat. Target actually had a nice run, but it died out at the end of the day as well. Space sideways. The chips had a nice run today as well with Apple. Normally the chips and Apple typically run together. Being said, Tesla did really well today as well. So BA in itself died off, but it is kind of wedging here. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think there's a contract coming out for Southwest as well. It could potentially drive BA back, cause BA to start running again. I definitely have to keep that one on watch. I don't typically play it, but it's been having some monster moves out of it, especially with recovery. So it'd be good to keep BA on watch. E-commerce is kind of dying out. Just been flat. I mean, I don't think this summer is really going to be a big one for e-commerce. But going into this winter, I believe it will be, with all the money that's flooded in the system. I can see e-commerce for this Christmas being huge, so that's something to keep in mind. Shop. Again, right now, I think the best prices that we're going to get for the year are probably right now. I don't see any major crash coming for the rest of the year. Another correction possibly in October, but I don't see a huge crash coming. So I think right now, just building out your positions and then getting ready to ride this massive bull wave, I believe, that is coming. Again, I think there'll be another big correction. And if you trade in a kind of crypto or anything like that, could be even a bigger correction towards October, but we'll see how that plays out. Netflix also had a huge move today as well, out of the gates. Completely missed this one. I don't typically play Netflix. I do sometimes if there's a massive sell-off, like I like to play Tesla, but normally there's a lot of chop and a lot of sideways action in wicks that throw you off with Netflix. So I don't typically play it too often. Let's see, TDoc. TDoc had a nice little move out of the gate, or it had a drop and then move back. But aside from that, it's been kind of sideways. Value plays have been all the value plays are looking like they're starting to roll over. So it's something interesting to keep in mind. QCOM had a nice little play around with everything today, then pulled back, retest. This might actually be good for an entry tomorrow if we decide to start pushing back up. Just retested the zones from the top side, so that's definitely a plus. So QCOM could be a good one for tomorrow as well. Trying to think, Rocket sideways, DraftKings sideways. Trying to think, AMC had a nice bounce off the 200, but definitely everything's just waiting. GME is actually going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow at earnings, if this thing tanks or what happens with this one. I think it's going to be good to keep on watch this week, just to kind of see how it plays out. If it does tank dramatically, might be worth building a position at that point. Till then, I'm going to let it do its thing and wait till after the fact. So on Wednesday, I'll watch and see what's going on with that one. This one, I'm going to actually upset the LK CO. I was watching it down here when it did the first breakout. Didn't grab a position, but it's obviously been building its way back up. So definitely keeping that one on watch. Tilray. Still struggling like everything. Everything is just struggling at the moment, but I think it's short-lived. I think we're finally coming to the end of this. Targets had a nice, beautiful run last Friday. Again, sideways action today. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I got for you guys. I know this video is really short today. Again, there's a lot of sideways action. It's just trying to maintain your sanity through all this. It's not always rainbows and unicorns, I can tell you that. Sometimes it's just dead. It's like watching paint dry. And at that point, it's best to just walk away and go find something better to do with your time until the market figures out what it's going to do. Although I think we are very close to getting this train going again. We've had some false starts, mainly because of bond yields, but again, it seems like it's stabilizing somewhat, so that's definitely a good sign. Market seems to be doing well. Market seems like it wants to run really bad. Tech seems like it's been wanting to run a couple times and then set back with the bond yield stuff, but tech is definitely ready to go. And when it is going to go, I believe it's really going to go. So that being said, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. And until tomorrow, guys, I will see you guys later.